if Scotland votes no, votes against independence? I know that's your House view. What is the market reaction?
Well, I think we're going to see some relief here. I think the facts you mentioned earlier already give a bit of flavor on that, given that we've seen a sort of a broad stabilization across segments on the back of these new polls. But yeah, clearly it looks like the yes for independence is the much more, say, crucial, or would be the much more material outcome for markets in terms of.
And I guess if it's a no, sterling would get a very big boost, right?
Yes, obviously I'm not the expert on the FX side, but just when you look at again what we had this morning, this trend should continue, and not only on the FX side, but I would imagine the same dynamic in gilt space, given that indeed the markets are aware, and investors are very aware of this tail risk. So if that would materialize, then indeed I would expect some boost across segments.
What if it's a yes, though? What kind of market reaction are you expecting then?
Well, also here, I think markets gave us a pretty good flavor of what's in store over the past sessions, with basically a sharp correction across segments. So we talked about gilts, but we had a very similar dynamic here in euro rates, with basically spreads widening and also bond yields creeping up. So very bearish dynamics across the board.
There's also the French data, Italian BTPs. Italian BTPs, and also Draghi speaking later today. Are these all just moving parts until the Scotland vote is done and dusted?
Absolutely. So I think yeah, there are quite a few bits and pieces flying around. So also supply here again, as you mentioned, we have Draghi on the wire. We had other central bankers or other ECB speakers sort of trying to yet again emphasize the ECB's easing stance, which when you look at markets, a lot of it has reversed since last Thursday. So it looks like, okay, volatility will remain in place, so we will see markets reacting to any sort of headlines and polls out of Scotland. But again, yeah, as you mentioned, the elephant in the room will indeed be the referendum, and until that, we think the recent dynamics will continue.
And a quick final word on the euro. Noé been talking down the euro, but not having much success there. Does that mean the markets don't really buy into the ECB's message? To some extent, yes. We've been promoting last week or right after the ECB meeting that, these numbers that Draghi was mentioning on regards to the increase in the ECB's balance sheet on the back of the new measures, they're probably somewhat optimistic. And it seems not only looking at the euro, but again, as also in spreads and sort of on the rate side, you can see that indeed the market is expressing some doubts that these new measures, particularly the covered bond program and also this ABS purchase program, will indeed have the effect the ECB is looking for, also with regards to growth and inflation.